Welcome. This is Rosemary from the Emerald Tablet, Readings by Rosemary, and this is Nebuchadnezzar's Dream, Part 2, where we're going to go over the Silver Age, or the chest and the arms of silver in Nebuchadnezzar's Dream, found in Daniel chapter 2, and we're going to continue with verse 39, which will cover both the second and third kingdom. But we're going to, of course, focus on the second, the Silver Age and the Silver Kingdom of the Moon, which is the Medo-Persian Empire. And, of course, we know that the god Allah, the goddess Alat, were associated with both Allah was associated with the moon god, and Alat associated with the Pleiades. So we've got a lot going on here. We're going to go over this. So we're going to first read from Daniel chapter 2, verse 39. And after you shall arise another kingdom inferior to you, and a third kingdom of brass, which shall rule over all the earth. Now that's pretty quick, and that's just a quick. The inferior kingdom was the silver kingdom of the moon, because it was inferior to Nebuchadnezzar. It was in a similar area, of course. Okay, so continuing on with Ascended Master Jesus's channeled information regarding this issue of Daniel's dream, Master Jesus has made it clear that the events that occur in Genesis and in the Garden of Eden are similar to the things going on here. It's all an evolution that happens over and over and over. It's an evolutionary phase. And what is this evolutionary phase about exactly? This evolutionary phase is about the monad, which is the center, which is self, reflected by not self, God and the devil, self and not self, as within, so without, as on earth or in heaven, so on earth or in heaven, however you want to say it, as on earth, so in heaven, as in heaven, so on earth, as above, so below, as below, so above. It's the same thing. It's a reflection. They seem opposite because when you look in a mirror, things are opposite, correct? But it's all the same self. And this is what we're going through. We're going through part of the self reflecting out the other part of the self. And what is this exactly, this monad? This is, if you look at it, this is like a spinal column, and this is like the flesh. This is like a serpent, a great serpent that we get into. And the serpent on the tree. And what is the great serpent? The great serpent is Ophiuchus. The great serpent is time. The great serpent is the dimension we're in now, because where it seems like if you're only going in one direction, forward, it seems like to someone on another dimension, you look like a great serpent. Your whole life looks like a great serpent. That's what this is about. And this is a cross-section of the serpent. Its spine and its flesh. Time, serpent of time. Okay. Now, here in the Medo-Persian Empire, where we had the moon god and goddess, and the sons of God and the daughters of men, which were the heroes, like Hercules and Goliath. And then again, as we said, the daughters of God and the sons of men who gave birth to people of intelligence who were running things, like running the military, or if not the military, were running the governments and running other parts of civilization, where we start to have intelligence versus brute strength again. These two different types of people, Cain and Abel, the descendants of Cain and Abel. Okay? Those who favored brute strength, Abel. Those who favored intelligence, Cain, cannibal, Cain and Abel. Okay? Cain's ancestry came from the Nodites, the land of Nod, Nodites. Okay? So people were starting to lose their immortality. The sons and and daughters of the gods, the Elohim, were losing their immortality. They were having less and less long lifespans. And then the sons and daughters of men who were slaves that they were intermarrying with, because of all this intermarrying activity, the sons and the daughters of men were becoming more long-lived and more intelligent and able to take on higher types of jobs. And, more skilled labor is what we're talking about. Skilled labor. And the sons and daughters of God, the Elohim, the Elyon, they were beginning to lose some of their intelligence, and some of their DNA was being diluted, and they were losing a lot of their immortality, of course. So how do we have this Cain and Abel and Cain dichotomy of these two different bloodlines, daughters of God and sons of men versus the sons of God and daughters of men? And this is information that's come through Ascended Master Jesus that he has just told me pretty much as we speak. What happened was the descendants of Abel, who in the Medo-Persian Empire were the Spartans, like in the movie 300, those guys who were yelling all the time. They made it into a joke. But that's what they did. The Spartans yelled. In Sparta, whoever yelled the loudest won. Okay? So in this era where you start to get silver mixed with gold, and you're losing the purity of the gold and the immortality, and this is the bloodlines, and it's also metallurgy, and you start getting into silver, and you got 99.99% silver, and you're mixing silver and gold and all of this stuff. People who were the descendants of Abel felt that yelling was the way to go, because it's brute force. It's a lot of brutality through screaming and yelling, and also through the sword, and through just brute strength. Again, war. Then you've got intelligent people, the descendants of the daughters of God and the sons of men, the intelligent people who feel that through eloquence, and you've got, even in the movie 300, you have the senators, and you have the wife who talks to the senators. You've got speech. That's what that's referring to. And how the wife tried to get the senators to help her husband and all of that. And even between he and his wife, Leonidas and his wife, she was very much similar to one of the descendants of the daughters of God and the sons of men. And he was more of the other yelling types, the brute types, that were the sons of God and the daughters of men. They were mixing bloodlines. So what you end up with is what we have today. You've got people who teach in universities through intelligence. And then you've got preachers who also do very well and are very necessary, so we have some life and blood in our veins. We have the descendants of Abel and Cain here again. We've got preachers here who yell, "This is the word of God," and all of this, and you need to do, you need to do what I say, and this is the way it is, and that's the way it's going to be, and that's it. They get real mad. I even knew a guy once who stabbed the Bible. He was reading the Bible to me, and he got mad and stabbed it. So anyway, okay, when I was in Bible college. Okay. And then you go to universities, and they're so boring, and they never get excited about anything. You're going to die from boredom with these people. So everybody has a function, not to say one's better than another. So the purpose here is that we're going to be mixing these two bloodlines and these two types of mentalities and thought processes. We need the passion, but we need the intelligence so we don't all kill each other. And this is the Dream of Nebuchadnezzar, or Nebuchadnezzar's Dream, Part 2, the Silver Age of the Moon. Medo-Persia. You have a magical day.